This is a safe space for men.
That is the gayest thing you've said all day. Anyway, I've been in the middle of I've been having a dry May.
No,
So I haven't been drinking, I haven't been eating in excess, and I just fasted today too. I'm in my second day of a fast.
oh,
So I've
good.
been trying to eat only all natural stuff and spending a lot of cash doing it because this shit's expensive.
Wait a minute. How can you fast and that's expensive? Your fasting is not eating anything.
Because when I'm not fasting,
Because everything that's good for you costs the most money.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
but if you're
also
fasting,
doing,
you're not eating anything.
yeah, and I'm doing a cleanse too. I'm doing like
The cleanse, that's going to
basically.
be expensive because they give you all those all natural ingredients. So you can it's back to shit talk.
Nah, I don't want to talk about shit. God damn it. You're making me talk about shit. You know what the secret ingredient is? It's so weird.
Shit?
Licorice root.
Licorice root. Okay.
Licorice root, for some reason, is in all these weird, because they're all like natural pills and stuff. Also, of course, fiber and all that crap. Anyway,
Are all these recommended by RFK Jr. or?
no, I've been doing this for a time anyway.
Eh.
Not really.
Here's one.
I
How
don't
about
listen to politicians anyway. I don't really care.
I know you guys saw on my Facebook, I finally cracked my Dracula high score. 3 fucking billion. Only took 4 years.
I haven't played pinball in I don't know how long. I think
Only took 4 years to get on a game that hot, man. I've been trying for 4 years to get a hot game like that. That game is so fucking hard.
Meanwhile, I'm still stuck at like level 4 on Ghost and Goblin. So.
I've beat it once. I've beat it once. I'll say that much. I beat it once. And that was grinding. That was just nothing but a grind.
That was back when I had like the teenage dexterity, you know. I'm like now I'm like an old person hand, so I'm
yeah, old man hands.
Old man hands and old man brain.
Oh no! See, you're talking about them old man hands, you guys. I'm waiting. Like I got 2 more days until the game I've been waiting for. I know you guys don't play games, but this is one from my childhood. They're coming out with the Capcom Fighting Collection Volume 2. I pre-ordered it like 3 months ago. Dude, I'm gonna get to finally play Power Stone 1 and 2 on a PS5. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Those games. Just know this: those games, Power Stone 1 and 2, they're up until now, you could only play them A in the arcade, B on the Sega Dreamcast, or C on the Sony PSP.
Is this like a fighting game or a first-person shooter game?
It's like Super Smash Brothers, but Capcom's version of Super Smash Brothers. And they add more elements into the game. Like, it's 4 people, you're fighting everybody, it's a mix of a 2D and a 3D fighter. You're fighting everybody in the stage, and the goal of the game is to grab all 3 stones. And if you grab all 3 stones, you get a power-up for 30 seconds where you can pretty much annihilate everybody and fucking knock them out.
Wait, Froelich, have you played these? Have you played this Star Wars game that's out there? It is. I've seen the graphics for it, and it's comparable to the movie. It's like playing inside the movie. Have you seen these games?
I've seen it, but you know what? The last one I bought, and I don't even know if I still have it, was like the one that came out on the Xbox a little while ago. Like, I haven't played the newer ones. So, I know which one you're referring to, and I have an opportunity to buy it. It's just like, dude, I don't play a lot of video games. Like, I have a shitload of systems, but I'm just not a big gamer. I collect them.
It was just like, I think it was like the Battle of Hoth, and it was like, it looks so much like the movie. You know, it was like just absolutely incredible.
Lawler, I know you don't have Disney Plus, or maybe you do, or you pirate things, but Andor is really good.
I've heard about it. I'm not interested.
And
everyone
talks about Andor, and I'm like, you know what? If you want to watch Andor, you had to have liked Rogue One, and I wasn't a fan of that movie.
I don't mind Rogue One, but the first season they said was really good. The second season looks terrible, and it just looks like they're doing the same thing that they do with Star Wars. Just take a giant dump on it or something. I'm not really interested in any of the Star Wars shows.
Well, you're not watching it, so you don't know. And second,
I've seen clips, and it doesn't look interesting to me. It just doesn't.
It's a comment on fascism. You know, the country we're living in now with the fascism and whatnot.
I don't really care about that. Star Wars is not political in that way, and we're not supposed to have rape scenes. And it's not supposed to make stupid comments about immigration. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I watched the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I was not interested. I don't care about these Star Wars. I think Kathleen Kennedy has basically done a piss poor job. And she has just, basically selling every aspect of Star Wars that she can, and she's ruining it. She's just destroying it. It's she's taking all the value out of it, And if it wasn't like freaking Rian Johnson destroying the whole legacy with The Last Jedi and what he did, then it's her.
You're still pissed.
Well,
I'm not
actually,
pissed.
you know what? I'm
pissed.
gonna
I just have my own
here,
thing.
boys. I'm siding with Waller on this one. I'm pissed off too.
I
didn't like Last Jedi.
All I'm doing is watching the things I like now, which is, the original trilogy. Even Jedi, I try not to watch too much. We're in May right now, so we're in the middle of Star Wars and all that stuff. Everybody's talking about it. I'm reposting all my old reviews. I looked at Sith again. I forgot that Sith is a rarity because, I'm not talking about the film content-wise, but if you look at the fact that it was shot in HD, and then I looked at my Blu-rays, and the Sith Blu-ray looks gorgeous comparing it to everything being made today. It's like beautifully shot, beautifully lit, and it technically, it's heads and tails above everything being shot today, because everything today looks like crap. It looks like total crap's unwatchable, Like compare Sith to what's a recent one that I saw really terrible clips? Oh, Snow White, right? The Snow White thing looks terrible. Also, what's the new one? That terrible one with that woman, the woman who can't really act, that everybody thinks is a brilliant actor. What's her name?
A lot of them.
I don't know.
Florence
Not
Pugh.
Not a Nora.
No, Florence Pugh. Thunderbolts.
Oh, Thunderbolts. I have no interest.
That thing looks like complete. It just, the look of it is crap. And I'm just saying, but Lucas, I think for all his faults, he was very serious about how things should look. And that's what Sith, for all its faults, like I say, the best parts of Sith are at the end.
Lucas adjacent here. I wanted to see Megalopolis, and I noticed that I didn't purchase it digitally when it came out, and now you can't purchase it digitally, and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. And there's going to be no disc. And Francis Ford Coppola is like,
well,
no,
actually, hold on. A disc will be made. A disc is going to happen, just not in this country.
Well, that's weird.
Oh.
Well, okay. Take a look. Let's see.
Dude,
did they do this to him?
Anderson. This is for Anderson. Lionsgate made a bad buy on that movie, and they released it theatrically. They released it digitally. They washed their damn hands of it. They just said, you know what? We took a risk because your name. They took a risk and they fucked up. I knew that movie was destined to fail from the get-go. I already knew it because Coppola. Don't get me started on Coppola.
No, it's not that. It's the studio system. They deliberately have tried to squash this, and they tried to destroy his reputation. They tried to say he was assaulting people, and he wasn't. It's all just basically the studio trying to get back at Coppola for this shit. I don't really care. It says it's available here on Amazon. It's just $57 for the Blu-ray.
Yep.
And but it's running out of stock. And there's another one here that's also $30. And there's another one.
Oh, speaking of which, good conversation piece. You guys might not have heard of this. Do you guys remember that movie that came out in the '90s called Freaked with Alex Winter?
I just heard about this.
We talked about it on Froelich, remember?
Yeah, dude, the 4K. It's a go. It's happening. It's fucking happening. We're getting a 4K.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, but here's
That's
the
cool. That's
here's
a good one to watch. That's a good one to watch.
Here's the catch. Australia.
Oh, well, my Blu-ray player can play those.
Let me explain. I was on Facebook. Alex Winter himself made an announcement on Facebook and says, "I'm pleased to announce the 4K restoration of. I'm working with Disney, and I'm proud because it was a Fox movie. I'm proud to say we are working on a 4K restoration that will be out." So, and that's him making an announcement that almost.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. But did you see the other name he put on that?
What did he put on?
He said, "I'd like to thank Disney and I'd like to thank Umbrella Entertainment." Umbrella is based out of Australia.
Well,
it is getting in. Disney, bro, I hate to break it to you. Disney wants nothing to do with it over here, kind of like the Super Mario Brothers movie. Disney owns that. They licensed it out to Umbrella, and Umbrella did this nice, big, fat 4K fucking box set for it, right? But here's the thing. Who cares if it's Australia? Here's the catch. Number one, you can order it off Diabolic DVD. They will have plenty of copies available at their disposal so people from America can get it. And number two, it's region free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Most 4K discs are.
Yeah. Well, all 4K discs are supposed to be region free. That's a different point for a different time. But about 95% of the shit you buy from Australia is not region locked. None of it is.
Yeah, pretty much. I have like 3 or 4 different box sets that I bought from, and they came directly from Australia, and they're all playable on my shit, and my shit's only on region 1.
Yeah.
Like I have this great Buck Rogers
point is, Disney wasn't going to come out with a version of Freaked themselves. Considering out here, you gotta remember, Disney doesn't put out Blu-rays anymore. They let Sony do the work for them. Sony is putting out all future Disney product on 4K going forward. Disney, again, they wash their hands of it. They just like, hey, look, if someone wants to do it overseas, let them. And Umbrella's doing it. Hey, we're getting it. It's going to be easily accessible. I don't care if it's on Australian only release. We're fucking getting it. I'm going to pre-order. I will.
Here's the thing. I've noticed this with a lot of these, like, because a lot of the big studios now, they sort of they'll go through, like, they'll go through Shout Factory, they'll go through Kino Lorber, they'll go through like Arrow, they'll go through these other companies, they'll license them out, and they'll get like, I don't know how many copies a small release is on like 4K or Blu-ray, but we'll say it's probably still more than the old Laserdisc games. Maybe it's like 50,000 copies or something. They all eventually sell.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
It will sell.
Okay. They always sell, and then the fucking collector's market comes in, and you're paying like $300 to see Life.
Well, yeah, okay, dude. Okay, okay. I'm the asshole who dropped $85 to get the Beyond on 4K.
Well, if that's something
that's
not terrible, is it? Or was that like an out of print?
Well, the fact is that okay. When you're a 4K collector, and you know this, Anderson, when you have the Blu-ray of something, you ask yourself, is it worth upgrading to the 4K, or are you happy with the Blu-ray? You know that question. That question's always come up. In the case of the Beyond...
Go ahead.
In the case of the Beyond, it was worth the upgrade. Because they gave you... It was a 7-disc set. You got completely remastered from the original negative. It fucking blew me away how good it looked. But then you get all the bonus material.
I do have a comment to make about this. The 4K reissues that we're seeing, they generally fuck up every movie that is made in the United States. And if it isn't the director fucking it up like Finch did with 7, it's Lucas too, and it's Cameron. The only time I ever see impressive 4K movies are when they're Italian horror movies. The only one, I mean, Anderson made a remark about Suspiria. I saw that Suspiria 4K. It does look absolutely incredible. So you have to wonder. All you have to do is look at a movie and see what the grain is, what it looks like, and how they're going to fuck it up when they put it out on 4K. They're going to smooth it over, and they're going to make it, because they need to do that to compensate for the fact that it's a much bigger image with much higher resolution. So that's how they screw it up. You are not, for the most part, this is going to piss you off. But
it doesn't piss me off because you're
throwing your money away when you're buying a 4K for the most part, unless you find one that is made with the supervision of the director of photography. Stay away from any director that wants to improve their vision. That's all.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
The new stuff is good too. If Megalopolis is on 4K, it's probably going to look really good.
I know people have poo-pooed that Cameron approved cleanup of Aliens, but it popped up on Hulu, and I watched it, and it was in 4K with HDR, and I'm like, okay, this does not look like it looked like in the theater, because I saw it in the theater. It was grimy in the theater, it was grimy on video, it was grimy on Laserdisc, it was grimy probably on Blu-ray. This looks like it could have been made.
It was good on Blu-ray. It was good on Blu-ray because he denoised and yeah.
But this, I would say, like, it's not the original presentation, but I did not mind it. I'm like, it's never looked better. So it's like, I understand, like, why he wanted it sort of fitted, because it looks more like a James Cameron movie now. And I think that was like a more modern James Cameron movie, would say like post-Terminator 2, post-Abyss. Like Abyss, he did the same thing with the Abyss. I've heard that is less bad.
But hold on. Out of the Cameron 3 that came out through Disney, only True Lies is the one that does not look that great.
It's all weird and smeary and waxy and everything, yeah.
Well, it's I'll say this much. It's clear, but yes, it's very waxy in spots. You can catch the heavy-handed noise reduction, and that was the problem. It was shot on Super 35, so you're already using like a compromised film stock to begin with. So like Cameron never shot on proper stock. It was always, okay, Terminator, fine, cheap film stock. Aliens, cheap film stock. What does he do when he makes Terminator 2, The Abyss, and True Lies? All shot on Super 35. And it's a very low grain film stock. So what does he do? He scrubs it. He scrubbed it.
I'm like, I want to see the movie Sinners. Okay, I want to see it. I'm okay, but if you see it, it's like it is one of those weird movies where it's shot IMAX like 3x4, but it's like framed to be matted to 2.76 to 1 if necessary. So it's like at this weird, you could have any ratio in there, and I'm like, I don't know what. I'll probably wait for it to hit Max because it's Warner Brothers. I have no idea. My guess, they'll split the difference and do it 16:9. That'd be my guess. So you'll still have open area, but it'll be framed to be 2. But there's like, pick a fucking ratio and stick with it. Don't have it be released. This isn't the old VistaVision times. You want it 4x3, release it 4x3. You want it 2.76, you release it 2.76. Don't shoot it 4x3 to be matted at all these different. I don't like that.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't like that either.
Make a choice. You know,
I will say, Justice League, the Zack Snyder's Justice League in 4K, and it's in 4x3. Oh my God, does that look great on 3K?
Or black and white. And then
black and white.
Look,
and I'm like, you're right. When it went up, I watched it. I'm like, you know what? This fits, because his idea was I'm going to shoot it 4x3, and then it will be theatrical 1.85. We'll mat it, so there is a little bit of extra area, but it works great for the 4x3. Unfortunately, nobody saw it because because if you compare it to the Whedon abomination of that,
it's called that is called the Justice League.
Justice League, yes.
The Justice League.
I wish this was.
Now, I kind of liked that it was like they totally changed the color. Of course, the movie itself was a piece of crap, and it was like cut down. And it's like, it's so amazing that you can take a movie that's 4 hours, cut it down to 2 hours, and it still kind of made sense. It wasn't as good of a movie, near as good, but I'm like, oh well, what could have been? What could have been? Now,
I dislike both of them. Sorry.
What is your opinion of the forthcoming Superman movie? Are you gonna poo-poo it before you see it?
I'm hyped. I can't fucking wait.
I want to see it.
You know what I'm gonna say. You ask me, and then you know what I'm gonna say. So
you're gonna say I hate it already. He's not.
It looks like shit. It looks like total shit. It looks like a joke. James Gunn was he makes everything about him. And it's really just irritating, and he should go back to making smaller movies. His best movie ever, his best two movies were Slither. His best movie as a director was Slither. His best movie as a writer was Dawn of the Dead. Same goes with Zack Snyder. I don't care for Snyder. I don't care for Gunn. I don't care for any of these people. Sorry.
Wait.
Christopher Reeve is
hold on.
By far the best.
Are you gonna start talking shit about Romeo and Juliet now?
Well, that doesn't count. That was Trauma, and
That counts for me. It was made by James Gunn wrote it.
The reason it doesn't count for me is because I know a couple of people who worked on it, and I know a couple of people who worked for Lloyd back then, and it's a different time. It was even a different time when he made the movie that he made with his wife at the time, Jenna Fisher. He made this movie about him and her, and they were like two homeless people, and Troma released that too. Lloyd Kaufman, Mr. Kaufman, we called him, did him an enormous favor by breaking him in the industry at that time, and now it's like he's like a monster. He's like Frankenstein's monster. He just can't stop.
Well,
sorry to see it that way. The first, for me, the thing is, I gave up on a lot of the stuff that he did. Like, I really liked the first Guardians, didn't like the second one, and didn't bother with the third one. And I didn't
third one's better than the second one. Third one is better than the second.
Yeah, but I've got some stuff growing on a shower curtain in the bathroom that was better than the second one. So, but the point being,
Jesus,
there's just a lot of it's for me, it's just not worth it.
Well, there's going to be a new trailer that's coming out for the Superman tomorrow. It's dropping tomorrow, so I'll watch that. It'll be on the YouTube and whatnot. They
kind of know that they're really like fucking it up, and the dog. I mean, I just sort of, when I saw the dog, I was like, that's it. And also I saw Clark's stupid haircut. I thought that was it too. That's just it's not. I'm not even going to bother. I don't think. When was the last Superman? Fuck. I mean, we watched The Quest for Peace a couple of months ago, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I saw it, though. Oh, probably.
Well, I will say. I saw Man of Steel and I saw Batman vs. Superman in theaters. Man of Steel, ironically enough, Man of Steel, I saw that on my my honeymoon.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I saw Justice League. I did see both cuts of the Justice League, so that does count as Superman movies in a way. Even though I really didn't care for either of them.
Man of Steel.
Does that? Oh. Go ahead, Anderson.
Man of Steel has improved for me, especially after watching, because I actually very much enjoyed Batman vs. Superman, even though it is a hot mess. I saw theatrical.
Well, the director. Okay, hold on. The director's cut fucking smokes the theatrical cut.
It is, but I'm like, I saw. Because I'm like, if I go to movies, they're IMAX and everything. I'm like, you know what? This is a bit of a hot mess, but I'm like, I'm liking Batfleck, I'm liking this and that. But when I went and saw Man of Steel, I was a tad underwhelmed, but it was
So was I.
I went, but it was saved because the the same day I went and I paid both movies. I didn't sneak. I went and saw This Is the End, and I'm like, that saved my. It was like, I go in there and it's like,
is that the one Edgar Wright did?
No, that's the one. No. This is with DeFranco and the Danny McBride.
Seth Rogen, Michael Cera, all those guys.
Why was I thinking Edgar Wright? Oh, because
you're thinking of The World's End. The World's End.
Okay, gotcha.
It sounds almost the same, yeah. Yeah, but when Danny McBride showed up and peed on the toilet seat, I'm like, now this is my kind of movie.
Oh no, when he had fucking Channing Tatum as his gimp, that was even better.
Yes, I'm like, okay, yes. And Backstreet Boys at the end.
That was good. Okay, I did like this scene. Man of Steel, I agree with you. When I saw, okay, get this. Not only did I see it in 3D, I saw it in D-Box.
Ooh, I saw it in 3D.
So I saw it in 3D D-Box because where me and my wife honeymooned at, we had just gotten married a couple days prior, but my wife already knew. I'm like, my wife married me knowing I'm the world's biggest Superman fan, and I was like, I'm sorry we're getting married when this movie's coming out, but I hope you know I'm seeing Man of fucking Steel in the theater. Like, I have to. I don't care. And then it was like 2 days after we got married, we went to the Portage 16. It's in Portage, Indiana, right where we were honeymooning at. And yeah, $20 a ticket. Who cared? It was fucking 3D D-Box, and the movie was a little underwhelming, but the fucking, the seats shaking and moving back and forth, and you had the 3D glasses on, dude. It was sick. It was a sick experience.
Well, can I just say something? I just looked at the first 5 minutes of Coppola's Megalopolis, and this movie looks absolutely amazing. It looks visually and acting wise, and the music and everything looks incredible. It looks absolutely incredible.
Sorry, man. I'm about number 9 here. Here we go.
Have you looked at it? You have to look at it to know.
I've looked at it, but this is Coppola we're talking about here. The guy who honestly hasn't made an excellent movie since Apocalypse Now.
Well, I don't know about that. Tucker was great. Outsiders, Rumblefish.
Okay, but you compare those to Apocalypse. You compare those to Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now is okay, but it's the movies that I really enjoyed were the '80s ones because I grew up at that time, and it was the Brat Pack stuff.
Outsiders, hey man, I like Tucker. Tucker's a great fucking movie. I like The Outsiders. Tucker's a great movie. Fine. Let me repeat my statement. Tucker is a great fucking movie. Tucker is an amazing fucking movie. I'm sorry, I undersold it. People should see it if they had.
If you can try to, I'm gonna try and grab the Blu-ray I can before it's sold out completely. And I want to, because this looks like something that filmmakers just don't do anymore, which is they don't have the audacity, they don't have the balls. Coppola is just plain fucking inspiring as a filmmaker. Every time I look he gives you this he makes you feel that you can do it. That's what inspires me.
My problem with Coppola has always been this, and we've talked about it in our shows, that after One from the Heart, it was hired gun time for him, man. He had to be a hired gun. He had to be a hired gun.
But then he did Twix. He did Tetro, which is also these astonishingly visual. This is
you know that Twix got re-edited, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Twix got a fucking full-on re-edit because Coppola apparently. You see, that's what I honestly don't like about Coppola. Is like, dude, I'm sorry, him and Lucas may be friends. That motherfucker's worse than Lucas because he goes back and re-edits everything.
No, he's better. No, I'm sorry, Froelich, he's better because he leaves the original versions intact. He may make his edits, but he does not make them. No. The Outsiders special edition had the book version and it had the original version. I have it. It's on my shelf. It's got both versions.
Excuse me, American Graffiti.
It's not like Lucas. He's not like THX.
American Graffiti. He changed it, and the changed version still exists.
Coppola.
And that is Coppola. Oh,
no,
shit,
Coppola leaves.
Lucas.
No,
never
Coppola,
mind. Okay, I forgot. Give me a break. I forgot. I've
got two versions of
I'm
Apocalypse
9 beers
now,
in. I'm 9 beers in. I forgot.
It's like Ridley Scott.
You told me you weren't an angry drunk, man.
I'm not an angry drunk. I'm just a forgetful one.
He thought I was talking about Lucas, but I'm talking about Coppola. Coppola leaves.
But you're right. You're absolutely okay. Fine.
Because everybody does. When they saw how much everybody hated what Lucas did, and the fact that Lucas didn't allow anybody to change his movies.
Coppola does leave his original. Fine. Saying it out there for everybody else. Coppola does leave his original versions intact. I'll give him that.
I don't know how involved Coppola was, but when they have that, it's kind of like the TV edit. It's like this super long chronological edit of Godfather 1 and Godfather 2. He
had nothing to do with that. He had nothing to do with it.
Terrible. Because what they did was they showed it like this was they showed it on HBO recently, and I was like, oh, I can watch it in HD. So it was like 7 hours long, 7.5 hours long, and I had DVR. It took me 3 days to watch it, and I'm like, this totally sucks. It's all these extra scenes that don't matter. That just stretch it to too long, and then it's like the chronological edit completely kills the whole flow of what he was trying to do.
Okay, I remember. Do you remember?
Let me just make
Godfather 3. He did a special edit of Godfather 3, and I forgot.
Yeah, he did the code.
That's
the coda, right? That's what it was called. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he changed it. He changed the ending, though. He changed a couple of things, and I didn't like that. I'm not a big fan of Godfather 3 as it stands, but I'm used to the version I like to see. Which is why I was trying to tell you, some of those. What was it? that article I wrote. I wrote about how when you look at a director's cut and then you look at the original movie, and it kind of you kind of change your opinion as you get older because you want to see the movie that you're used to seeing. It's kind of like, okay, when like a music act has been playing the same song over and over again live for years, and then they decide to shake it up, and it winds up pissing off the audience because they want to hear the song as it was originally intended.
Right here. When I saw Billy Squier 25 years ago, he played the whole entire Don't Say No album from front to back, okay? But he completely did a jazz-based version of The Stroke, and it pissed me off.
Oh my God, because he was so bored, right? He was like, all right, let's do something. Let's do a classic song. Okay, dun, 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 dun.
Like, stroke,
like, what?
me, stroke me.
Hey, everybody, stroke me, stroke me.
Speaking of like director's cuts, I just realized, and I just realized this recently. So you have like those two cuts of the movie Legend, Ridley Scott's Legend, and the original cut, like the cut we know with the Tangerine Dream music, and it's shorter and it kind of doesn't make quite as much sense.
You talking about Legend?
Legend.
Okay.
That's technically the director's cut. Like the version that we saw in the U.S., that's technically a director's cut because the international version,
known as the theatrical version or whatever.
Well, so
I have the DVD that has both versions, the Tangerine Dream and the Jerry Goldsmith one.
No, the original was like, because it came out like 85 in everywhere, but I think like the U.S., it's the Jerry Goldsmith score. It's kind of like half of a musical. Okay, that's the original cut. Ridley Scott looked at it and went, I don't like this. So
I want Tangerine Dream.
He wants Tangerine Dream. He wants it shorter. He wants it making less sense. He wants to move a couple scenes around.
That is something I need to show. I need to show Regan that because, like I said, the Legend DVD has both versions. They let both versions be available. Yeah, what do you prefer though, Anderson? Do you prefer the original or the Jerry Goldsmith?
You know what?
Dream or Jerry Goldsmith?
Well, I've certainly seen the U.S. Tangerine Dream version way more.
It was on cable. They played it constantly.
Yeah, I know. And I would say I would have to sit down and watch both of them. But I would say I probably prefer the international cut with the Jerry Goldsmith score because you can't go wrong with Jerry Goldsmith.
Well, okay. All right. This is fun. This is a funny story because, like you, I remember the Tangerine Dream version the most, right? With Brian Ferry singing the song at the end, right? And the way it was cut like, okay, you know how it was cut? It was cut like a music video. Ridley Scott made it look like a music video in his recut, right? So I buy the Legend DVD, which has both versions. I'm like, oh, this is a previously never seen before with Jerry Goldsmith's score intact. And I put it on. I think I watched it with Brahman a long time because this disc is like really old. This is before Regan was born. So I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, this is a completely different movie. It even visually looks different. It has more of an epic feel, and it doesn't look like it was shot in a studio either. Whereas the original Legend that I remember from cable all those years ago looked like it was shot in the studio.
Well, it could be like literally like same shots but different sort of color timing. Like he went in and tweaked.
I suppose there is some like outdoor stuff in there, and they're running around the field. Jack and Mia Sarah, Tom Cruise and Mia Sarah running around holding hands, giggling, ha ha ha. And then we go into like this darker world with Tim Curry, and the whole thing to me, that whole original cut of it seemed like it was just trapped inside a studio, and the lighting was very studio, and it had this kind of almost TV-like. Well, it's like okay, what's a great example? Conan the Destroyer. If you look at Conan the Destroyer, it looks like it was completely shot in a studio. It doesn't look like Conan the Barbarian. It even has studio lighting and everything, right? That's how it felt with me, except it was a lot less stylish, whatever they were doing with that movie. Because this is Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, he sweats style, so he always has that.
Ridley Scott is literally like 50-50 good, bad. Like some of them are good, some are bad. Like Gladiator 2 was as good as you could think it would be. It wasn't great.
That one I wouldn't even waste my time. I won't waste my time with anything being made after a certain time period, I guess.
I kind of like Napoleon, except it was too short. And then there's like an extended version. I'm like, maybe I'll watch it.
Just the very casting of Joaquin Phoenix is a joke in that. He's too distracting, and he's not Napoleon. And, from what I've seen of it, he whines and moans all the time, and it's just like, oh, God. It's Joaquin overacting.
Was Napoleon a good guy? No. So
yeah, but you get a better actor. Get who's a good? I can't even think, man.
Danny DeVito.
Like
That's bad, Anderson. We both did it at the fucking same time. That's great.
I'm seeing that poster. I'm seeing the poster.
He's Louis De Palma, and he's got his hand in there. And he's like, Elaine, I want you out there to get to dispatch and get you in a cab. We're gonna take over. We're gonna take over Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, can I chime in here? Can I chime in here for just a minute? Please.
Yes, sir.
All right. When it comes to Legend, yeah, fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. Fuck both cuts. I've tried both times. I
fuck
own it
them
on
in the air.
Blu-ray. It has both. I just have never liked Legend. I've tried 100 times. It was like when I watched Dune, the original Dune for the first time. It took me 7 tries to get through it, and now I think Dune's a fucking masterpiece. I've tried Legend like 10 times, and I always fall asleep. It's like that movie does not grab me. But we're talking about director's cuts that are better than what came out over here just the other night. You guys know I watched The Professional. Okay.
Yeah.
I think all of us that can agree that the international cut fucking smokes what we got.
Is that okay? The thing about it is, I forgot. I got confused about the title. Now, is Leon the international cut and The Professional is the American cut? Or is it the other way around?
international cut. The international cut was known as Leon, and then over here it was called The Professional.
Yeah,
But
that's what I remember.
okay. Let's
Froelich, I'm
let's
sorry.
go on
I'm
some.
so- Wait, before you start, I never saw Leon. I only saw The Professional. That's the only one I
Okay,
remember.
so number one, you are fucking dude. Okay, now I get to fucking talk because I love this. Okay, number one, let's go on home video history and then we'll go to my personal experiences. Home video history, we are all Laserdisc collectors. Okay, at one point or another. In Japan, they got the fucking international cut. They got it. Okay, so back in the 90s, like 95, 96, whatever, yes, you could go to a Laserdisc shop or whatever and buy The Professional on Laserdisc. But if you knew a guy, you could get an order for it and you could get the Japanese disc, which had the international cut. Now, we flash forward to 2000. This is my story. I had been a fan of The Professional for a long time. I've always loved the movie, regardless of which cut it is. But then I found out that, digital bits would say, oh yeah, guess what? There's going to be on DVD, August 2000, 25 years ago almost. Yeah, we're going to get the original fucking cut, the original intended cut. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to fucking buy it. I was on vacation with my parents and we were visiting my brother and shit. I went to the mall. I went to everywhere. Nobody fucking had it, man. That pissed me off. Like, I almost had a meltdown. Because, like, you're talking about one of my favorite movies. I get to see this cut that's 30 minutes fucking longer. And it's like, but regardless of that story, the fact is this: 25 years on from when it was first made available to us as Americans, in a tangible form, so to speak, that cut has gone on to become the better fucking version, the more preferred version 25 years on. And the fact that, Lawler, you've never seen the fucking international cut of The Professional?
Well, I never had the opportunity.
Dude, you need to, you need to.
When I was working in video stores, I think is when The Professional came out, and it came out on Columbia TriStar Home Video.
Yeah, Columbia TriStar. Sony still has.
That's all we had.
Sony still had.
All right. Well, that's all we had though. But after that, you said this was 2000.
2000 came out in 2000 on DVD.
I got married and I was working, and there was a lot more running around back then, so I didn't really have any time. Like I said, I've been catching up on a lot of things of recent that I missed out on.
In my case, I had just turned 18. I was getting ready to start college, but I didn't have kids. I wasn't married. I wasn't anything. But the point is, dude, honestly, man, if you've never fucking seen it, Anderson, please back me up on this. For the love of God, back me up on this.
Just very quickly. Just very quickly, the differences are they extra scenes, or are they extra violence, or are they just extended scenes and more violence?
Anderson, I'm going to let you have the floor. Go.
Okay, I only saw it once. I rented it on Laserdisc because I wanted to see the widescreen. I knew it was widescreen. This would have been when it came out on the Columbia TriStar disc. It's probably long since rotted. And that's the only time I saw it. Saw it once. So I don't know.
So you've never seen the international cut?
I have not. I know of it, and I know it's good. And in fact, I'm on my Roku.
Why is that 53 gigs?
I'm on my Roku right now. I'm looking at it, and you can rent Leon the Professional. Wait, it just says The Professional. It's weird.
Okay.
The picture says Leon the Professional, but then I'm looking at here, and it just says The Professional. Let's see what the running
what's the runtime? What's the runtime?
1 hour 55 minutes.
That is the U.S. cut. Don't do it. You're getting duped. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
information wrong sometimes. I've seen other things. Like every time I've looked up Life Force, they list like the shorter time, the U.S. version. But then when you watch it on streaming, it's the international cut that's way longer.
Well, you have to open it up and see.
They just have their information wrong. Okay, but it's like the picture I'm seeing says Leon the Professional, and then I go to look it up, and it says The Professional. And then it's 1 hour 55. So,
I guess I can look for it then.
Dude, just know this, guys. The whole dynamic of the movie is shifted. Like, it's a fuller movie. It's more of a movie than what was intended to be. Here's the problem, though. It's an uncomfortable movie. They lean into the. I hate saying this because I hate saying this because I'm a parent to kids that age.
It's like a more romance thing.
Yes, but just know.
Wait, no, what? Explain.
Okay,
well,
so
do they lean more into Natalie Portman's sexuality? Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing about it is I kind of had a crush on her when the movie came out, so you know.
Well, but then there's also this whole. Okay, I know you got. I don't know how long it's been since you've seen the movie or anything. There's a scene that they put in the original. Well, hold on. Listen. There's a scene that they put in the original cut where you see that Leon had just come back off of a hit job and he got shot. And then he goes in the shower, sews up his wound and everything like that. But then the movie just makes this immediate tonal shift to some places. Like all of a sudden, after he gets shot, Matilda goes to her old apartment, grabs like 30 grand in cash, and tries to take this hit out on the guy who killed her family. That's a standard plot point of the movie. That's what we know. So what we don't know is there's a whole fucking 20-minute section after he gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, when I say he gets shot, he comes out of the shower after he sewed up his wound. He's sitting at a table with Matilda. And Matilda takes, when she gets all that 30 grand from her fucking old apartment, she throws 20 grand in front of him and says, I want you to kill Norman Stansfield. He's in DEA building 4702. And he says, no, I can't take the heat. It's too risky. And she says, I thought you cared about me. I thought, you could take any job. And she fucking holds a gun to her head. She puts 3 bullets into a fucking revolver and tries to play Russian roulette with him. And he basically she tells him, she goes, you know what? I don't care if this bullet's here. If you really love me, if you really care about me, you're not going to let me pull this fucking trigger. Mm-hmm. And he stops her from pulling the trigger. And when she does pull the trigger, there was a round in the fucking chamber. And then from there on out, she takes him to fucking Danny Aiello's place, introduces her to him, says, I just got shot. I need assistance. I need some help. And they fucking go on a killing spree.
Okay, that's interesting.
They go on a total killing spree. They kill fucking drug dealers.
They cut all that out. You're saying they cut all that out for the American release?
They cut all that out of the American release.
Probably.
But then, hold on. The coup de grace, the piece de resistance, the best scene in the movie, they cut out. Matilda wears this dress that Leon had bought for her. she comes out of the bedroom and Matilda tries to seduce him. But then Leon, he doesn't do it. We finally get his backstory as to why he became a hitman, as to why he's in the United States, as to what everything he's been through in his life. He talks about his love life. He talks about. I'm not going to spoil that. I can't spoil that. It's like so integral to the story.
Well, no, you
already piqued my interest. Maybe I'll take a look at it.
No, he's secretly there to hunt Godzilla. He's working for the French government.
Yeah, and chew gum and sound like Elvis. Thank you very much.
And Matthew Broderick's sitting in his back pocket.
Yep.
Nick the Topless.